Coming up next, the Jazz taking on the Warriors. For the Utah Jazz, it's been a bumpy road as of late, dropping 4 of their last 5. Warriors, Jazz, the NBA on 2K Sports. Hey everybody, we're coming to you live on 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. I'm Brian Anderson, joined by Hall of Famers Doris Burke and Grant Hill, and the 4th member of our crew, reporter Allie LaForce. We are now into November, so let's check in on the standings in the Western Conference. You look at the Warriors, they currently hold the 4th best record in the conference. And of course the Jazz, 7 games behind. The starters for Utah, Keyonte George out there with Bailey. Then it's John Konchar, then it's Walker Kessler, and it's Jackson in at the 4. And for the Warriors, they've got Stephen Curry. He's out there with MP. Kristaps Porzingis out there with Butler. And it's Santos in at the 4 slot. When it comes to these two teams, Grant, you have to expect they'll be relying on their front courts to get it done here.
Yeah, I think that's right, B.A. It should be an old-fashioned battle amongst the bigs. And whoever gets the edge in that matchup, I think gets the W. We'll see.
Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
Well, 7'3" doesn't need much of a vertical, easy finish for KP.
Pass to Kessler. Here's Bailey. To the inside. Here's Jackson. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
Yeah, great to see Jackson Jr. forcing the issue. Just taking what he wants inside.
Now here's MP. And here's Butler outside. Rebounded by Bailey. On offense, here's Utah. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Steve Kerr. Jaren Jackson Jr. was the topic, and Coach was impressed by the tape. He said, the more I watch of Jaren, the more I'm convinced he's the best defensive player in the league. He does so much for their team, and we're going to have to be hyper-aware of his weak side help tonight. Coach isn't alone on that appraisal. Back to you guys.
Appreciate the report, Allie. And it's the Warriors with the ball. The Jazz making their last shot. Curry against George. Curry gets the bucket.
Stephen Curry, a 3-level scorer, gets a chippy right there.
About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Jackson outside. Pass to Bailey. Now here's Kessler, defended by Porzingis. Clock at 6. Bailey, the pass to George. On target from range.
And there's a nice rhythm to his three-point shot. You know, George has a confident stroke.
Now Butler. Porzingis sets a screen. Gets his second attempt to go. Now he's 1 for 2.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Now here's George, and he's been a big part of their offense, averaging more than 18 points a game. A deep 3 from MP. They get it back. Santos, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket.
You love to work for second chance points. That's how you win on the margins.
Here's George. He's looking good. 2 buckets in 3 attempts.
Exactly the kind of start you're looking for. They are 4 for 5 out of the gates.
And the more experience George gets, the more confident he looks.
Well, Keyonte George is an excellent athlete. He's got positional size to play the lead guard, but he's got to develop as a playmaker. He took that step this past season, and we know this. The guy is elite athletically. Like, there's a lot of good building blocks here.
Now here's Jackson. His scoring ability is impressive, averaging 20 a game.
He is now 3 for 4 to start this game. Clearly, the confidence is already building.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Outside Curry. He hits the back iron and sinks it. Curry's gotten his second bucket on the night.
Well, pre-shot preparation and being ready on the catch, that is Stephen Curry in a nutshell.
George passes to Kessler. Down low. Here's Bailey. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
Just owning the painted area. If it's working, no need to change.
Warriors trail by 4. Pass to Santos. And here's Butler outside. Rebounded by Bailey. Utah's gone 2 for 3 from outside the arc. And George with the jam.
Yes, sir. George with the flush.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. Here's Santos, defended by Jackson. Back to Curry, launches a 3, hits the trifecta. Curry's got 7 points.
Don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for Utah. 3-point lead. First chance of the year for them to go up against this Warriors team. And Bailey gets it to go.
Yeah, calling his own number with this tight move there. Bailey showing that IQ.
Pass to Porzingis. Outside Butler. Six on the shot clock. 11 feet out. Buries it. He's 2 for 4 in this game.
Some players don't love this in-between level. Jimmy Butler making that mid-range look easy.
George passes to Jackson. Here's Kessler. And finished off by Kessler.
Exactly what Kessler does off every miss. Go pursue the basketball and get the opportunity for a second chance.
And Steve Kerr wants a timeout. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players.
It looks now like he's in a lot of pain. They call timeout, and the trainer's going to have a chance to check him out.
Moody comes in for Jimmy Butler, and it's Brandon Podziemski in for MP. Warriors trail by 5. Outside Porzingis. Back to Curry. Moody on the wing. There's the 3. Utah with the rebound.
He had more than enough room to hit that. Just couldn't make it happen.
Here's Bailey. Looking at his production, close to 12 points a game. Pass to Jackson. Here's the 3. Knocks it down from distance. Jackson's got 7 points.
And they've settled in quickly today. A nice flow and rhythm to their offense.
And we're joined now by Shams Charania. He's calling in with a story. Good to have you, Shams. What's going on?
Well, the Jazz have traded away a lot of their veterans. All-star Lauri Markkanen still remains. After a down shooting season a year ago, perhaps he needs to build his value back up around the league before they would consider moving him.
He can heat up in a hurry. Appreciate the update. Thanks, Shams. Bailey's shot is off. Warriors trail by 5. Outside Podziemski. Shakes him. And it's good on the lay-in.
When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
Utah has gone 3 for 5 from deep so far in this matchup. Here's Bailey. He had 9 points in his last time out. Here's George. And he drains it. A solid 5 for 6 now.
This is why you select Keyonte George. This guy is very capable of huge offensive nights.
Outside Curry. Pass to Porzingis. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
That's been the story of their offense so far. Getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Kessler passes to George. Here's Bailey. Fires from deep. Santos pulls it in. George against Curry. Pass to Santos. And he makes it. And it's now just a 1-point Utah lead.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
And so George will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. A tough loss coming against the Lakers in their last game played.
It really just wasn't a fun game for them. Their offense looked stagnant, and they couldn't get anything going.
I thought they were outworked and outplayed in just about every phase of the game. Maybe that's one of those situations where you say, hey, let's move on.
Here's Porzingis.
I think you simply have to admire the way Stephen Curry distributes the basketball. His vision, his court awareness is simply insane.
And Utah has possession. Pass to Bailey. George sets a screen. The 3. The Warriors pull it in. Coming off a win against the Blazers.
And that night, they did a great job of executing their plays and creating mismatches.
Well, it was certainly a game that their analytics people had to love breaking down. I thought they exposed every weakness in the defense.
5 on the clock. Porzingis misses.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Kessler a screen to the middle. And finished off by Kessler.
You can tell how much confidence Walker Kessler has as the roll man, ready to catch and score.
Warriors trail by 4. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. A big win here or there can really sustain a rebuilding team, and Utah coach Will Hardy said the results matter in order to keep belief in your process, seeing the work pay off. The building of a team doesn't happen in one day. The players are staying with it, and they deserve all of the credit for that. Back to you guys.
Okay, Allie, thanks for the report. 1:56 left in the first. Now an update on Jimmy Butler's injury. Let's go to Allie LaForce.
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer for the Warriors provided some info for us. He let me know that it's a strained hip, which causes plenty of soreness and shooting pain in that area. They need all hands on deck, so they're giving the green light, but they'll keep a close eye on his injury as the game rolls on. Back to you.
Allie, thanks for the report.
That's so true, but it is also what we expect to happen. It is part of every professional sports league. In the NBA, the schedule obviously a grind. Injuries happen, but we hear this all the time. It's next man up. Somebody's injury could be an opportunity for somebody to get minutes and do something with those minutes.
And both teams already firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, this is already a high-scoring game, but we knew that was a possibility coming into this one.
until Will Hardy calls a timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust.
The loudest and craziest fans get a free t-shirt. Let's hear it, fans!
Changes. Al Horford's checked in for Santos, and it's Melton in for Curry. A different look here for Utah. Utah leading. Pass to Williams. Inside. And Nurkic with the basket on the assist from Williams.
That's 3 buckets in a row off assist.
One minute left in the first. Outside Podziemski. Outside Porzingis. 6 to shoot. Over Nurkic. Porzingis misses.
More often than not, he'll cash it in from that area. The defense might have done just enough to bother him. And another great assist. The offense is really clicking now.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Melton passes to Moody. Over Williams. Moody misses.
I don't know if you can credit the defense for that. It was just a missed opportunity.
Out to the wing. Here's Sensabaugh. Yet to see a basket. And no good to start the night. Missing his first attempt there. And so it's Utah leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. Great shot selection right now. Keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Jazz.
They've done a great job facilitating so far. So moving the rock and finding the open man, just great selfless basketball.
And the other thing that's working for them tonight, getting out into the open floor. A lot of the damage coming in transition.
On the floor for Utah, getting going in the second. Kyle Filipowski is out there with Vince Williams. Then there's Collier. Then it's Jusuf Nurkic. And it's Sensabaugh in at the 2. You got to give Isaiah Collier credit. He's a young player who knows his role, Doris.
One of those guys who's easy to play with because his primary job description is facilitator. Give this young man credit for finding open teammates. That certainly endears you to the veterans. This is about first setting a tremendously good screen by Nurk, then getting off the screen and converting and pick and roll. So good.
Now here's Porzingis. He had 19 points in the win against Portland.
And the other thing, guys, he really got after it on the backboards. What a complete game for this guy.
Here's Podziemski. Trailing by 10. Fires the 3. The rebound by Filipowski. Utah has gone 4 of 8 from 3, a nice percentage. We're about a minute and a half into this second quarter. Here's Sensabaugh. No made baskets yet. The 3. The Warriors pull it in. Porzingis has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Melton on the wing. Williams defending. Melton passes to Moody. Here's Podziemski. Knocks down the long J. Podziemski's got his second bucket of the night.
His three-point shot looks so pure. The defense allowing him to get comfortable out there.
Here's Collier. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Lakers. Here's Sensabaugh. Horford pulls it in. Warriors trail by 7. Outside Moody. Melton on the wing. Pass to Podziemski. Outside Porzingis. Porzingis punishing inside.
That's what you call using your size in the painted area. Kristaps Porzingis, easy work right there.
Quarter number 2 and around 3 minutes gone by. And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Still in the early stages of the season here, but some people are already talking about MVP and Rookie of the Year grant.
You know, I think it's a little early for that. I mean, those decisions are a long way off. But, you know, B.A., I guess it never hurts to take a beat.
Making a change here. MP's checked in. Then for Utah, Conchar, he's checked in for Williams. Bailey comes in for Sensabaugh. And it's Keontae George in for Collier. Three minutes of action thus far in the second. George passes to Bailey. Utah moving the ball around. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Filipowski for 3. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. They'll be playing host to Houston for their next game. And they'll be right in the middle of a 5-game homestand. And here's MP from outside. Another 3 for Golden State.
Quick decision-making by MP. I love how confident he looked taking that shot.
Nurkic, a screen on MP. For 3, George. Porzingis grabs the board. Porzingis has got 6 rebounds in the game. To the paint. Here's Horford. Horford gets it done inside.
I just love the ball movement.
Utah's gone 0 for 3 from deep to begin the second. And last season, the Warriors had their most success playing a small ball lineup, Grant.
Well, they more than held their own on the backboards in defending the paint. But you knew they'd look to add some size this summer.
The Jazz, again, can't hit.
Boy, after dropping 2 triples in the first quarter, he hasn't hit another yet.
Pass to Podziemski. MP outside. Horford passes to Porzingis. Moody from outside. Rebounded by Nurkic. The Jazz have got 2 of 7 attempts to drop since the end of the first quarter. And here's Filipowski. Horford covering. Here's Bailey. 9 points in the game. Filipowski sets a screen. The Jazz need to get one up in a hurry. And there's Bailey. That one's good. On the assist by George. Bailey's got 12.
Well, Bailey is a shot-making machine, particularly off the catch at this stage.
Warriors trail by 3. Pass to MP. Porzingis with a screen on George. Now Moody. Horford outside. MP finds Porzingis. 11 feet out. Utah grabs the miss. They've led by as much as 10. Inside, here's Nurkic. And Nurkic throws it down.
Yeah, you can see the power game that Yusuf Nurkic has in his tool bag. That's a strong finish.
And Steve Kerr wants a timeout. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. Butler's checked in for the Warriors. Stephen Curry comes in for Podziemski. Kessler, he's checked in for Utah. And Curry's got the ball here for Golden State. Trailing by 5. Porzingis with a screen on George. And again, no good by Golden State. The Jazz have gotten 4 of their first 9 shots to go here in the second.
Oh, the shots are falling for Bailey tonight. His energy and focus on offense have been everything we hoped for.
Golden State has gone 2 of 6 from distance here in the second quarter. Curry looking it over. Will it go? Curry at the rim.
And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher. And his coach knows that, too.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
Kessler passes to Bailey. Shot clock at 6. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Bailey's got 16 points now.
His shooting has been fantastic, and this team has leaned on him.
Here's Porzingis. What a finish from Porzingis.
I tell you, at 7'3", to have that kind of body control, Kristaps Porzingis makes it look easy.
George outside. Hauled in by Curry.
Oh, he missed the chippy. What are the odds? That's so frustrating.
Out to Horford. Pass to MP. Horford outside. Here's Curry. Oh, he clanks that one off the back iron and it falls. And now just a 3-point Utah lead.
There is nothing Steph Curry can't do on the floor. He is a Hall of Famer, and right now the defense has got to find a way to get him off balance.
Now here's George. Coming off a 22-point game against the Lakers.
Then let's talk about his passing, guys. Let's remember he also did an excellent job of finding guys in their right spots.
And here's Curry. Horford outside. Porzingis misses.
The battle of the boards has been something to watch.
Pass to Filipowski. Back to George. Three-pointer. Buckets. He's now 6 of 10 from the field.
Boy, this guy doing his job, spacing the floor. He had 2 triples in the first, and he just gets his third to go.
Warriors trail by 8. Now Butler. He had a 36-point outing in their last game against Portland.
Not to mention the assists he piled up. You can see why his teammates like playing with him.
From deep range, KP hits it.
They've got some ground to make up, and shooting the 3-ball more consistently like they are now should help them do it.
Utah leading by 5. Pass to Bailey. Utah moving the ball around. The 3 is up. Horford pulls it in. Horford's got 4 rebounds now. Here's Curry. Rebound, Utah. Filipowski's got rebound number 5 here tonight. No doubt, Stephen Curry is the best shooter of all time. Talk about what makes him special, Grant.
Well, B.A., he can hit shots under the most difficult circumstances, off balance, with only a sliver of daylight. And this is why teams often choose to double him the moment he crosses half court.
The 3, Porzingis. It's rebounded by George. Utah has got 6 out of 15 threes so far in this game. Pass to Konchar. Now George. He's covered by Curry. George against Curry. 6 to shoot. George outside. No good on the triple.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
And here's Horford. And Horford powers it home.
What a pleasure to watch Al Horford go to work. Does all the right things, and that time gets an easy dunk.
1:50 left in the second period. George outside. Pass to Kessler. Clock at 6. Here's Bailey. Count it. Now 8 for 13 with that basket. Here's MP. He's coming off a 10-point game against Portland. To the right side. Porzingis passes to Curry. 4-3, Stephen Curry.
Boy, what a quarter he's had. Go ahead, young sir. Keep the pressure on.
Utah leading. Pass to Kessler. 51 seconds left in the first half. Kessler, a screen on Curry. George for 3. Porzingis grabs the board. Porzingis has got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. Now here's Curry from deep 3-point land. The rebound by Filipowski. Filipowski's got 6 rebounds now in the game. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Bailey, covered by MP. 5 to shoot. Bailey, the pass to Filipowski. Off target with the 3. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. Jazz out in front. They're up by 2. Well, now we have some time to check in with Allie LaForce. Allie.
I'm with Coach Curry. After that first quarter, how would you rate the second?
Yeah, much better. That looked much more like us. We were more under control, allowed our defense to play in the half court because we were getting better offensive possessions.
The team really settled in. Thanks, Coach.
Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be right back to begin the third quarter right after this.
It's time for your fan half-court shot. Please direct your attention to center court. Drumline. And thinking about the shot. Oh, so close. Give it up for the participants.
Hello, everybody. No lack of drama tonight. The Utah Jazz might be taking this one all the way down to the wire.
Their offense is flowing. Guys are getting into their spot. The ball is finding them. Great execution so far, guys.
I'd say our halftime show is going just as smoothly. And guys, now let's see what games have yet to tip off. Out in Indiana, it'll be the Pacers against the Pistons. That one gets going at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Not sure we'll see an upset tonight. Big disparity between these teams.
That's it for us. Thanks for tuning in. Now let's send you over to Brian Anderson with the third period.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. Stephen Curry having a dominant impact in this game.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for Utah. And after this one, they're at home against Sacramento. That'll be the first of 3 games played at home. We've got Butler. MP is out there with Stephen Curry. Then it's Kristaps Porzingis. And it's Santos in at the 4. And that's the group for Steve Kerr as we begin the second half. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thank you, B.A. Stephen Curry is nearing the finish line. He said every year there's some new style, new energy coming through that challenges you. And seeing these young dudes come up and understanding how much talent there is, this is not going to be around forever. So enjoy every moment of it. Brian, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Allie. Jackson can't get it to go. The Warriors trailing. Pass to Santos. Oh, deflected. Stolen by Jackson. To the inside. Here's George. Ooh, that one makes him 7 for 14. Got a nice rhythm going here today.
Just a gutsy play by George inside, finding the close-range look.
And Grant, Stephen Curry said his goal was to play meaningful basketball games. With the arrival of Jimmy Butler, that proved to be the case.
Yeah, the Warriors have been looking to get Steph some help. The fit with Jimmy was questioned, but it's worked out better than most people expected. Assertive move. You can tell the game's heating up a bit.
Wow, Kessler punishing the rim on that finish.
Third quarter of play with just over 1.5 minutes gone by. MP outside. Back to Curry. Pass to Porzingis. Rebounded by the Jazz. Kessler's got 4 rebounds in the game. George passes to Bailey. George. Porzingis against Kessler. And here's Bailey for 3. Porzingis grabs the board. Porzingis has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. And here's Curry for 3. The rebound by Jackson.
Struggling to get into their groove here, just 1 for 4.
Bailey, the pass to George. Jackson for 3. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Outside Butler. Down low. Here's Porzingis. Good, and Butler gets the assist. Porzingis has got 17 points.
See, right there in the screen and roll, Butler showing the capacity to create for others. I love that.
Utah has got nothing to fall here in the third. 0 for 4. Here's Bailey. He's got 18. Jackson with a screen on Curry. 4-3, and it's Jaren Jackson Jr. with the 3. He's got 10.
You got to appreciate the consistency. Night in and night out, he brings it.
Curry passes to Butler. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
Personal foul.
Well, when you think about all the miles Jimmy Butler has on his legs now, how many more does he have left, Grant?
Well, he's been shouldering the load for a long time, but what separates him from the pack is his sheer will and his IQ. So he might just surprise us a little.
That's good from Butler. You know, Doris, it seems like point guards have more scoring duties than ever.
There's no doubt, B.A., and why not take advantage if you have a lead guard who can both put the ball in the basket and set his teammates? The harder you are to guard individually, the harder your team is to guard.
Butler hits them both.
This is definitely not the guy to foul. He loves getting to the free throw line.
Utah leading by 3. Pass to Jackson. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. 6 on the shot clock. Here's George. Porzingis grabs the board. Porzingis has got 11 rebounds in the game. Butler on the wing. Konchar covers. Pass to Curry. Outside Porzingis. And they're unable to get the tying bucket there.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Here's Bailey. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
A big-time slam right there by Bailey. You know, good to see this young man play with such authority.
Warriors trail by 5. And Steve Kerr wants a timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. And you look for bright spots in this developing core for Utah, Grant. What stands out?
Well, I think it's the front court, B.A. You have 2 gifted scoring forwards in Markkanen and Bailey. Then you've got Walker Kessler, an elite shot blocker, manning the middle.
Let's have a look at the teams who have been shooting the ball the most consistently these past 10 games. Second, the Warriors.
Boy, they've been hot. You love to see this kind of offensive execution.
And it's the Warriors with the ball. It's a 5-point game. On the wing, Curry. Porzingis with a screen on George. And here's Curry for 3. He's got it. His 9th make out of 15 tries.
Curry is in his bag. This guy has such a versatile offensive arsenal.
George outside. Jackson with a screen on Curry. For 3, George sinks it from distance. George has got 5 points now this quarter.
Both teams are starting to find a rhythm here.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Unanswered 3 from Curry.
And how many times have we seen this? Curry always has an answer from 3.
George outside. Pass to Jackson. Here's Bailey. George scanning the floor. Shot clock at 6. Kept alive. Back to Jackson. Let's go with a 3. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. George has got 6 assists here tonight. And here's MP. He'll bring it up for Golden State. Trailing by 5. Pass to Porzingis. Up top, Curry. Lets the three fly. Another three for Golden State.
And their perimeter shooting numbers have been up since the start of the second half.
The Jazz have gotten 6 of their first 12 shots to drop in this third. Now here's Jackson. Here's Bailey. Pass to Kessler. The three is up. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
He's looking pretty unsettled at the moment. Doesn't seem like he has a great feel for his shot.
Utah shooting 55% for the game so far. And finished off by Kessler.
Oh, Kessler off his feet in a hurry. The timing of the lob was perfect.
Warriors trail by 4. MP outside. Outside Butler. Fires the three. The rebound by Jackson. The Jazz have gotten 7 of 14 attempts to fall in the half. Conchar with the ball. Porzingis picks him up defensively. Pass to Bailey. Jackson drawing the double team. Here's Kessler. Hey, he's now 6 for 6. He is cooking right now.
I am simply blown away by his accuracy. He has made every shot, and what's most important, his team is winning.
Butler surveying the floor. The three dropped in by Jimmy Butler.
Shut out from beyond the arc in the first period. He finally drains one.
And so Will Hardy calls a timeout. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys. Maybe alter some of the game plan.
Who wants a free t-shirt? Make some noise!
Podziemski's checked in for MP. And a switch here also for Utah. Collier's checked in. Jackson outside. Tries to keep it alive. And stolen by Porzingis. Pass to Podziemski for the tie. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Curry. Curry's got his 5th assist in this one.
Can Mr. Curry shoot the basketball? No doubt. But he's also a very willing and capable passer.
Here's Collier. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Puts up a 3. The Warriors pull it in. Now here's Butler. He's got 11. Porzingis with a screen on Jackson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. For the lead. And the basket by Curry. Curry's got 30 points.
Well, Steph Curry, one of the most dynamic ball handlers in the game. He has more moves than you can count.
Utah trailing here. Pass to Kessler. Here's Collier. Taking a look at his numbers, averaging about 11 a game. The Jazz again can't hit. Golden State with the ball. It's been 8 unanswered for them. Now here's Butler. Konchar covers. Outside Butler. Here's Porzingis. Good D by Kessler. Utah shooting at a 44% clip in the third. Pass to Collier. Here's Bailey. Takes a 13-footer. Tries again. And he sinks the layup.
I like how assertive he was, making his presence felt on the interior.
And here's Porzingis. Now here's Butler. There's a minute 54 left in the third. Pass to Santos. Butler, a screen on Jackson. Nails it from 3. Santos has got 7.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Now Konchar. Now here's Kessler. Over Porzingis. Comes up empty from 19 feet out.
That's a shot he'd like back. He's usually going to make those.
Pass to Podziemski. We've got 1:13 left to play in the third quarter. Porzingis for 3. Good, and Butler gets the assist. Porzingis has got 5 points now in the quarter.
They are unconscious from outside, and so far, the defense has had no answer.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. Changes. Moody comes in for Santos, and it's Melton in for Curry. So Utah going with an almost entire new group here. Nurkic is checked in for Kessler. Filipowski comes in for Jackson. Sensabaugh is checked in for Konchar. And it's George in for Bailey. Jazz trail by 6. George with it. Give him 20. Pass to Collier. Lets it go from deep. The Warriors pull it in. Butler's got 4 rebounds now. Melton finds Butler. The rebound by Filipowski. Filipowski's got rebound number 7 tonight. To the middle. And down it goes. Dunked it through off a beautiful setup.
Oh, my! That's why we have those breakaway rims.
Dude, he risked pulling the whole thing down to the floor right there. Now here's Melton. No points so far. Shot clock and game clock. 1 second differential. Butler on the wing. The layup off target. Stephen Curry getting it done for the Warriors. He's now hit 6 threes in this game. Knows he has the green light to fire away. We'll be right back. Steve Kerr with some words for his players.
When we get about a 5-minute defensive burst, we got to get about a 5-minute defensive burst where we bring it. And and let them feel it. We know we're going to make shots, but this whole game is about our defensive effort.
And Steve Kerr asking his guys to turn up the heat, even if it's just for a short stretch.
Yeah, as a coach, sometimes you have to ask for something shorter term, just to get everyone pointed in the right direction.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. So, the Utah 5 right now. Filipowski out there with Jusuf Nurkic. Then there's George. Then there's Collier. And it's Sensabaugh in at the 3. The Warriors lead by 7. To the paint. And here's Butler outside. Offensive rebound from deep. MP. He can't hit that time.
I'll tell you, that's one he typically will make. The defense gets away with one.
George's shot is good. George has got 22.
Time and time again, they're creating good looks from close range.
Horford passes to MP. Here's Butler. Takes the 3. Sinks the tray. And the Warriors lead by 8.
12 straight points off threes. This defense is not extending very well.
Nurkic a screen on MP. For 3, Collier. Warriors with the rebound. Butler's got his 5th rebound in this one. Pass to Podziemski. Good, and the assist goes to MP. And it's a 10-point Warrior lead.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Here's Collier. Here's Sensabaugh. Horford pulls it in. Horford's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Lets it go from 14. A shot by Butler, no good.
Boy, they've managed without him to a degree, which bodes well for them overall.
They get it again. Here's what Utah has lined up on their schedule. On Friday, they'll be playing against Domantas Sabonis and the Sacramento Kings. And on Sunday, they'll be facing Kevin Durant and the Houston Rockets.
And that game against Brooklyn, that's one that could easily go either way. A few mistakes could be the difference. I expect it to be a fun one.
First free throw is good. Utah making a switch here. Kessler's checked in. Second free throw, no good. And the Jazz finishing last season with the league's youngest roster and some good players in that mix, Doris.
Listen, the fan base understands that the Utah Jazz are trying to rebuild a roster. The Jazz are hoping they've taken the step in the right direction with the draft haul they have and with the picks on the horizon. It's just going to take time.
Here's George, following the score by Golden State.
Well, Keontae George demonstrating right there he's a team-first guy. Teammate open, you put it where it needs to be.
The Warriors lead by 9. MP outside, pass to Horford. Lets it fly. Butler passes to Horford, and Horford powers it home.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Boy, good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
They're just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
So it's Utah now, following the score by Golden State. Here's Sensabaugh. Moody defends. George outside. Nails it from beyond the arc. George has got 25 points in the game.
What a versatile scorer Keontae George is. How about the range?
MP outside. Horford for 3. The rebound by the Jazz. And here's the fast break. Shot's good by Collier.
The best way to get a clean look is with those quick hitters on the break.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
And it's Butler with the ball for Golden State. 6-point lead. Pass to Horford. And here's Podziemski. Launches it. Pure from three-point range. Podziemski's got 5 points now in the quarter.
They're going at it on offense. Neither team backing down.
I'll tell you, we have seen great execution from both teams. Neither one